I think when I said I was stalking her, I put her picture on my home screen on my phone. So at one point she like looked at my phone and was like, "Is that me?" And I was like, "No." It was just little things like that. I didn't like go to her house and steal her dog or anything like that. Hello, I'm Aubrey Plaza. Aubrey Plaza. I don't know why it sounds weird when I say it. Today I'm gonna be watching some scenes that I've shot throughout my career and talking. I made my own sound effects.
Tell me what Anne did wrong, please. I need to know.
Nothing. It's none of my business.
Oh my goodness, Parks and Rec. An actor called Chris Pratt. You might know him from Guardians of the Galaxy and the Jurassic Park franchise. And what did he just do? Sonic the Hedgehog?
What kind of music is this?
It's rock and roll, my friend. The kind that sticks in your brain. Loud, fast, smooth, handsome rock.
That band is really blowing up right now. They're #1 on iTunes.
Wow. It's really weird to watch myself. This was how many years ago? Oh my God, over 10 years ago. Whew. I've seen too much. I've done too much. Poor guy. Who's that guy? I don't even remember. That guy. One of the fun parts about Parks and Rec was just all the day players that we got to mess with. They would come in and we'd just be doing this to them and see how they react.
I'll make sure you don't have to go to any meetings. If anyone comes to see you, I'll scare them away.
Is it just me, or is my voice like 10 pitches higher than I sound completely different? Life is beating me down. It's like my voice is like lower. Am I like 11 years old in this show?
Wait, April, if you had to choose between these two ties.
You're hired.
Nick Offerman is one of the funniest actors I've ever worked with. He is ridiculous. And I think Ron Swanson and April Ludgate are it's like they've kind of met their match because they ultimately both don't care about anything. So playing scenes with Nick was always so fun because there was a different rhythm to those scenes where it'd be like slow and quiet and satanic. I think it was kind of an organic thing because a lot of the show was like that. Like April and Andy, that was an organic thing. That was an idea that we had come up with. No one was planning on that relationship to happen. And then we just kind of decided like, oh, well, actually, April would probably like him because he's so insane. And so we just kind of went with that. So it was probably something like that with Ron and April. You find like little things and then they would build off of it and then here they are.
What was your guys' favorite? I think mine was the Introducción.
I just wanted to say, this is the first time that I'm watching this because I have not yet watched all of the episodes. And I wasn't planning to until like 10 years from now. So this is a first timer for me. Unless I'm producing something, I'll like watch it 100 million times. But if I'm just acting in it, I generally don't watch it. Or at the premiere or something, I'll be like, well, I'm just gonna, I'll just go, they can watch it.
I liked the one in, I think, that glass. Which one was that, Cam?
I don't remember, babe. We'll buy a case.
I have a question.
There I am. We shot this at a vineyard in Sicily. Unfortunately, the wine was not real. How do I play drunk? I have a kind of sense memory approach, and I do a lot of research. So I know what it feels like to be very, very drunk. And I conjure up those moments, and I relive them over and over again. And then I do a physical exercise. Sometimes I spin around in circles. It really depends on the level of drunkenness. At this scene, I did not spin around a ton. I think in the next scene, when you find us later and I'm at dinner and I'm really, really drunk, that I was spinning around at that point. But this scene is more like, okay, I'm just getting started. It's day drinking and it's a little more like I'm buzzed, which is that's a different level of drunkenness.
Have you two ever slept with the same girl?
What? What?
Just curious. Oh, my hair did a weird thing. Oh, just a continuity thing. I'm gonna be criticizing everything that I can't watch myself. Okay. What am I swirling? What is that, a cheese stick? I like to use props. I'm watching this for the first time. It's blowing my mind. I'm like, this is what it looks like?
In college, come on. Be honest.
Well, There wasn't exactly a lot of overlap, you know, different dating pools.
Mike White and I knew each other before the show. We had been kind of working on something else that got kind of messed up by the pandemic. And so we had been wanting to work together for a while. And after the first season of White Lotus, he just decided to throw me in there. And yeah, he just called me up and asked and told me he was writing a part for me. So it was very simple. It doesn't always happen like that.
Really? You never invited a girl over to your dorm room, played Naked Twister?
Naked Twister.
Come on, you guys never had one orgy?
The most helpful thing on this shoot for me was just getting to know these people. We had lots of dinners every night. You know, I was very, very into the group dinners. We had a lot of those. And just getting to know each other, talking about our past relationships and our relationships.
You guys ever watch each other have sex?
Oh my God.
Me and E.
Yeah.
Harper, what is with these questions?
As a character, you have a real objective and you have a lot of stuff brewing. And I think especially with this foursome, it was definitely fun to kind of mess with Daphne and Cameron, because I was kind of playing Harper like to the top of my intelligence and playing her as someone that is on another level kind of intellectually than them. I think this scene is a good example of just all the colors of Harper, because this is kind of when you start to see things unravel a bit, like she's a chaos agent. I think that's what's most fun about this whole sequence is just like kind of trying to capture that like sloppy drunk kind of thing when you're just like, ooh, it's like cringy. No, like don't say that. But we've all done it.
I mean, it was college, right? We didn't have our own room, so probably.
So I guess old habits die hard, huh?
And she downs it. The crazy eyes always get me in that shot when I'm just like singing. I mean, it's really just, wow. This is a great scene to pick because this is the first scene that Lizzie and I shot in the movie. So this is the first time that, you know, we were on camera together and that our characters were interacting. And it was a very, very good one because we instantly got to kind of laugh and start to figure out what was going on here.
Precious than you, precious than you. Girl, you are close to me, you're like my love, close to me, you're like my father.
I was really drawn to that character because she represents something. It's almost a generational, like there's an entire generation of people that grew up with social media and have had to navigate the toxicity of social media. So I just felt like it was a very timely character, but also just as a person, I was drawn to just how many layers there are to her. And I loved that the movie kind of gets to peel back those layers and you get to see her really vulnerable, and then you get to see her kind of being really aggressive and almost being kind of silly at times. And I loved the kind of misunderstood quality of that character.
You are the only one, my everything. And for you, this song is
Lizzie Olsen. I mean, I just can't go on enough about her. Casting Elizabeth Olsen in this movie made the movie work, in my opinion, because there's just something so magnetic about her. That character of Taylor, it had to be someone that was obsession worthy, and I just think that Lizzie is that kind of person. She's like perfect. I think when I said I was stalking her, like I put her picture on my home screen on my phone. So at one point she like looked at my phone and was like, "Is that me?" And I was like, "No." It was just little things like that. I didn't like go to her house and steal her dog or anything like that. It was more just kind of little creepy things like, you know, taking pictures of her and staring at them for hours.
pray for someone like you. And I hope that you feel the same way too.
This scene, I believe I think they call it poor man's process, where it's like you're in the car and they're kind of just shaking it. I'm pretty sure we were just like in it and then I was like pretending to drive. And then maybe they were putting like headlights in the back or something. It's hard to say.
So, what can I get you?
Is there anywhere you don't work?
They're called jobs, something a ball like you would know anything about.
Why am I so angry? God, Julie Powers is so angry. It's like, I couldn't be any angrier at him for no reason. This character was really fun to play. This is like one of the first roles I ever had. I had no idea what was going on. I just couldn't believe I was in a movie at that point. It was so fun because every scene I just had to come in really hot, just really aggressive. And I don't know why it was just so easy for me to do that.
By the way, I can't believe you asked Ramona out after I specifically told you not to
How's she doing that with her
do
mouth?
that.
How are you doing that with your mouth?
Never mind how I'm doing it. What do you have to say for yourself?
Can I get a caramel macchiato?
You know what? Maybe it's high time you took a look in the mirror before you wreak havoc on another girl.
The cast of this movie is incredible, and we were all young and we were just having fun. I think it felt like camp. I think I was spoiled early on to get to work on a movie like this with all those incredible people. I had no idea what was gonna happen to all these people. I feel like I've had a lot of experiences like that in my life. Like even Parks and Rec is like that, where you look around at that cast and you're like, look at all the incredible things everyone's done. I mean, this cast was just, every single person has gone on to do amazing things. I think we all felt that like there was something special going on. We were experiencing something really rare and unique. I definitely think we all felt that.
And speaking of which, I hear the girl that kicked your heart in the ass is walking the streets of Toronto again.
So I can just get my coffee over here?
It was definitely weird to go in the booth and be Julie Powers again, but it also you just kind of fall back into it. It's like in there somewhere. She's in there somewhere. But it took me probably like a minute to kind of like recalibrate my energy, and then I was like, oh, there she is. It's like riding a bike, you know? Well, there you have it, folks. Thank you so much for watching, and go to bed.